Hey guys, this is Shiny Zekrom. Welcome back to another PMU video. This time around, we have some new dungeons that got released Friday that I would like to go over, now that I have some information on them. Ooh, sorry, I thought I was gonna burp. Okay. Excuse me, I did. So, the first of four dungeons that got released are called Lake of Valor, Lake of Verity, and Lake of Acuity. I bet you could get the reference they're kind of related to. However, I would like to explain these three really quickly. These three are the exact same dungeon 3 times over, same exact items, Pokemon, and everything. There's one different thing about the walls between the three to differentiate them, and the end item you need to grab are different as well. Here's what my plan is for these dungeons. I plan on showing the first one, which is the one in Winden. I'm going to go in regional order, because they're all in different regions of Winden, Tanrin, and Archford. We're going to start Winden, since that's, the next region you'd reach after Expel, and go from there. We will show, this one is Lake of Acuity. We're going to show this one full all the way through, and then the other two, what we're going to do is we're going to cut till either we reach the end room where the item we need to pick up is, or we find an egg of some sorts. Because I will say there is a special egg to look for. Without further ado, let's actually get headed over. So as I said, the first one is going to be over here in Winden. You want to stay on the map of Snow Basin Outskirts. Sorry, I kind of went the wrong way, actually. So yeah, you want to stay on this map, Winden Taiga, Snow Basin Outskirts. You're going to look for a little... Oh, I went too far. Whoopsies. Let's switch back over here then. I think I was actually going the right way. Right here we are. You're going to look for that little thing. You're going to look for an ice rock and something that looks like these. These are what is going to lead you to your lake dungeons. This, of course, as I said, is Lake of Acuity, so let's begin. Now, I guess let's get into the important stuff. So, Lake of Acuity, Verity, and Valor. I'm going to explain all three here. As I said, there is a differentiation. As you'll see, maybe you can't because of the darkness, but over in the corner here is a little, like, orange ball, crystallized stone kind of thing. That is pretty much the difference between the three. This is a red, there's an orangish, that actually might be orange. There's, like, orange, red, and blue. Something along those lines between the three to differentiate. All of them are the same throughout their 25 floors. They're all 25 floors long. All of them have the same NPCs for all 25 floors. Those being Golduck, Poliwhirl, Azumarill, Bibarel, Vaporeon, Marshtomp, Ludicolo, Quagsire, and Wishcash. The items you are going to want to be looking out for are frozen apples, yellow apples, or green apples, depending on the region. You'll find frozen apples here in Lake of Acuity, yellow apples you will find in Lake of Valor, which is in Tanrin, and green apples you will find in Lake of Verity, which is going to be in Archford. Ethers are all the same throughout, just regular. Poke, the currency, you will find throughout all three. Reviver seeds, which I believe those are hidden if I'm not mistaken. I forgot to add that to my notes. Shards, which are hidden 21+. Big mushrooms, which are hidden on all floors. On the floor, shards hidden on floor. Heart scales hidden on walls. From the beginning, 1 through 25. And the last thing I kept for last, there is a mystery egg, a lone Pokemon in mystery eggs. That would be Dewpider. It is only 20+, and it is in all three lakes. This is why I recommend you have a ghost on you. If you have a ghost on you, you can walk over water, but walls as well. Eggs can be surrounded and in walls, so that's why I say that. Without further ado, let's begin. So as you can kind of see, this one's more of like an orangish colored rock. as I said, this will be your way to differentiate the three. Plus, before you enter the dungeon, it'll say, Lake of whatever one you want to do. I will show at least the locations of all three as well. That I should have stated that one, I'm sorry. So there will be, I'll mention this now. As I'm running through, you'll see the information for all three dungeons on the sides and everything. Once we reach the end of Lake of Acuity here, what we're gonna do is, excuse me. I will be showing, like, what I'd usually be showing for, like, my end room, stuff, any information you need to know, and I will keep that throughout, the rest of the video, because all that's going to be happening is just pretty much clips. Me showing the way to the dungeon, and me showing, the important item at the end. So yeah, these dungeons, at least Lake of Acuity, seem to have levels in the 40s. So these places would be pretty good for your level 40s. But there is one more dungeon, Sentimental Aquifer. I will say, you are going to have to complete all three lakes in order to do something at the end of it. I will leave it at that. But yeah, I hope you guys do not hate me for this decision. It's just, I feel like since all three of the lakes are the exact same, minus one little wall feature, and the end item you grab, and the apples you see within the dungeon. Those are the only three things that are changing throughout these dungeons. I don't feel it's really worth it to cover them in 3 different videos if all I'm going to be explaining different is the different kind of apples you can find in each, the one wall feature, and the end item. There's no use separating it. Okay. So as you see, I'm just kind of scrolling through the, oh, come on. I'm just kind of scrolling through the dungeon right now. I'm not really focused on doing much. I'm just, running through. Okay. So we're halfway through. But yeah, as I said, Dewpider eggs are 20 plus. Make sure, and they are not invisible, they are visible, and they are on water. So make sure you are paying attention, because you might walk right past one without even realizing. And I recommend a ghost over a water type, because 10 to 1, the egg is probably going to be surrounded by walls where you're going to need a ghost to get to, like that one. I got lucky that the first time I found a Dewpider egg, and it was in this one specifically, I was able to just walk on the water with, like, water flying, Pokemon with Levitate, etc. I'd rather say don't risk your chance of it. Since, yeah. Oh, and a big note as well. Dewpider at this current moment cannot evolve. So if you are going to try and get Araquanid, you cannot currently get it. Just as a warning. Araquanid sprites are done, but it's going to be in the next graphics update. So, I might point out the next time a dungeon comes out after this graphics update happens, I'll point out, hey, you can evolve your Dewpider from to Araquanid, etc. Okay, we're almost there. One more floor. Alright, and now we'll have to start paying attention to the water, because we might just see an egg. The eggs are fairly uncommon, more towards the rare side, I would say. Excuse me. Which, I guess, speaking of Dewpider eggs, that'll bring me to my next point. So as I said, I'm going to be showing clips of me getting to the other two lakes, besides this one, of course, just so you have an idea of where they are. If I am to find a Dewpider egg while I am running that dungeon, I will start recording just to show. I will also, when I get to the 25th floor of the other two lakes, I will post about it. Like, I will start recording again, and I'll show us reaching the end and getting the end item and such. Okay. And I'm not going to go extensively searching for a Dewpider egg just to show it. But, you know, I'll just look around real quick, be like giving a quick glance, something like that. That's all. Okay, don't see one, we'll move on. Summon trap there, that was kind of funny. Alright, I don't see one. And the egg, if I didn't mention, goes through from 20 to 25. It's not like 20 through 23 or something like that. No, it'll run it will run through the rest of the dungeon. Okay, as soon as we hit the stairs. I guess that'd be the one other thing to mention, just be careful of AoEs. Anyways, I see that we didn't find find an egg, that's okay. But here we are. The end rooms are always going to look like this. This little red item here, you are going to want to pick this up. This is the Red Chain of Acuity. You are going to need this item. It is a reusable item, but you are going to need this. Alright, that will be it for this little bit. That is Lake of Acuity, at least. As I said, the other two dungeons are going to be the same, but I do want to show you guys where they are. So I'll meet you guys back in one moment, where we will be in Tanrin, and I'll show you how to get to the Lake of Valor. Be right back. Alright guys, I am back. So starting on the west side of Tanrin over here, is where we're going to be going to get to the Lake of Valor. So if you come out this way, kind of like you would to Sunken Gardens, what we're going to end up doing is following the exact river that Sunken Gardens is on. If we just keep following it this way, right over here, this is the entrance to none other than the Lake of Verity, excuse me, is the one in Tanrin, and the Lake of Valor is the one that's in Archford. Okay, sorry about that. I was looking at PMs I got that you can see, but yeah. So this is how you get to the Lake of Verity. I will meet you guys back when either we find an egg or we get to the end rune. Well, guys, I can't believe it, but, might be able to see it right there. Yep, right there. This is the egg I was talking about. This is a Dewpider egg. Okay, I forgot I have no space. Max ether quick. I'm very surprised we actually found the Dewpider egg. I'll hatch after this, like I'll do the, I should say, on the way to the last lake, I will show me hatching the egg. How about that? Okay, I will meet you guys back in a moment when we get to the end of the dungeon. Okay, guys, here we are. We're on the 25th floor of Lake of Verity. As you probably just saw, like, not even 5 seconds ago, I did end up finding a Dewpider egg, which I will be hatching while we're on the way to Lake of Valor. Anyways, at the end of the Lake of Verity, you are going to find none other than the Red Chain of Verity. I think you could probably guess what the last item is going to be called. But yeah, there we go. Wanted to get them together. But yeah, you are going to need 3 of these items. Next up, we're going to be heading out to Archford, and I will be showing you guys how to get to Lake of Valor. Be right back. Alright guys, I am back. And here is the hatched Dewpider. Stockpile spit up, sticky web, and aurora beam. Interesting. Okay. We're going to send Magby home. We'll send our little Dewpider buddy home. And we're going to get out... utility duck. I forget I'm not using Altaria like I normally do. Anyways, here we are. We are going to go get to the entrance of Lake of Valor now. If you go southeast out of town and just go down these stairs, the lake's actually right here. This is easily the quickest of the 3 to get to. Alright, I will meet you guys now that, well, since we found a Dewpider, I'm not going to care if we find any more eggs, so I'll meet you guys at the end. Be right back. Alright guys, we are at the end of Lake of Valor here, right over here. The last of the 3 red chain items, the Red Chain of Valor. Now that we have completed these 3 dungeons, Sentimental Aquifer is the last of the 4 we have to cover. I would like to thank you guys for watching. In the next part, we're going to cover Sentimental Aquifer. See you guys then.